Hi, my name's Gillian Kearney and I'm playing Isabella in Unsung. That's Edward Rushton's wife.
Hi Gillian.
Hi.
It was really great that you got involved in our project around Unsung last year. Could you tell us what you felt about getting involved with someone who's been dead nearly 200 years?
I was really excited actually. When James and John asked me if I would join the Unsung cast to play Isabella, Edward's wife, I couldn't believe that I didn't know. There was so little that I knew about him, given what he's achieved in the city. I didn't realise that he'd set up the Liverpool school, you know, for the indigent blind, and that was like the biggest next to Paris in the world. And he'd done all this at the end of the 18th century. So he seemed to be ahead of his time. I knew the name Rushton, but I didn't know what he'd achieved, what he'd endured. And it was only getting involved with the story and the things that affected him. I just realised it was a story that should be told and that everybody should hear it.
And with our work, we're about empowering disabled and deaf people and trying to give a different story about the way our lives are in everyday life, because we often get media always going on the negative side of it and the deficit side of it. With Rushton, he doesn't do that. He's shown us a different way of living as a blind man. Did that have an effect with you?
It did. I couldn't believe how indomitable he was. I mean, he was only 17 when he was struck by blindness. So he trained as a sailor, and then he suddenly didn't have a career. He had to come home from sea penniless in a time when there were no benefits. You know, there was nothing to help people who were disabled, and yet, instead of feeling sorry for himself, he kind of just made sure that he educated himself as a blind man, rather than, you know, he left school at 11. He became so educated, you know, hiring boys to come and read for him every week. You just sort of think, he sort of achieved more as a blind person. It was sort of because of the adversity he flourished.
And he didn't just do things for blind people. He was an abolitionist, but other social rights things.
Yes.
Did that surprise you how much you actually got involved with?
I was just really, really moved by the story of Kwamina, the young slave that he met on board the slave ship. When they made friends, and as the play depicts, they were sort of teaching each other language, and the inference is that Kwamina kind of sacrificed his own life for Edward, and that had a profound effect on Edward. And I think after that, not only did he become an abolitionist, he was for the underdog in general. He was for people. He was for Catholic emancipation in Ireland. He was for trade unions, or combination as they were called. He was for social reform in Parliament. So he didn't care about being popular. He was more passionate about helping the underdog, and I think that was a profound effect of having first-hand knowledge of how people were treated on board those ships. And in a city like Liverpool, at the end of the 18th century, you're not going to be popular. I think John told me that he was shot at, and you know, he was in great physical danger because of his beliefs.
He also supported women's rights, which was well ahead of his time.
Yes,
so
that's what I was going to say. He seemed to be very ahead of his time.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable that someone can be so forward-thinking, you know.
So what do you think Rushton can show us today in today's society? Has his story got a resonance?
Absolutely, because I think he's sort of every man, but he's also a very special man in that, although he was political, he was also a father, you know, a husband, he was in love, he was a poet, you know, he was an artist, he was creative. He tried to improve the world that he was living in against great social adversity. And I think in a time when education is threatened now, the fact that he fought so hard to be educated can teach us all something about how we should try to live.
So we're doing this campaign because we need people to put some money into helping us bring it alive. We're doing a cocktail of different funding opportunities, because it is going to be quite a big, ambitious undertaking. What kind of thing would you tell people today in terms of getting involved? Why do you think it's going to be important for them to support this?
I think it's important for people to get involved because stories aren't being told, you know, for financial reasons, whatever. And I just think it's very resonant. And he's local. He lived in Liverpool. He had many careers. He was a sailor, a poet, a writer, a bookseller. He was determined that he wouldn't be beaten. And I think it's just inspiring. And I think everybody should take inspiration from him and just give a little back to what he gave to the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.